I see that Oklahoma has been hit with hail in my area. So the first thing I want to do is look at the hail map. I can see a lot of areas have been impacted with hail, and when I zoom in to Oklahoma City, I see a small pocket that's been impacted with quarter-size hail. Not a major storm, but the first thing I want to do is get the list of my customers that have been impacted. As you can see, it took just a few seconds to get that list. After I grab that list, I want to read more details about each swath and then download a list of all homeowners that have been impacted in this area. This is using Cole information to gather all of that data. Again, this takes just a few seconds to gather all that data and have it available for my team. I also want to just take a peek at the customers that I have that have been hit with hail with this particular hailstorm. Even though the hailstorm wasn't very large, one thing I might want to look at is what type of roof the customers that I have that were impacted have, and then do a search to find all the 3-tab shingles that we had that were impacted. After all, those will have the highest chance at having damage with only quarter-size hail from a hailstorm. You can see we have a pretty good list, and so this would be a pretty good storm for us to go work, even though in most cases just quarter-size hail is not a very good storm. After I get my list and all my information together, the next thing I'm going to do is zoom into the areas and begin to inspect the neighborhoods that have been impacted. This neighborhood, I have several clients that have been impacted, and it'll be a great spot for us to get started. The first thing I can do is see that I have neighbors that have been impacted as well as customers that have been impacted. So I will begin to canvass around the neighbors that I have that are already customers. This address didn't have any damage. This address also didn't have any damage. And again, this address also did not have any damage. But as I keep going down the street, I do find one that had an older roof and actually had some damage. So I'm going to mark that as having damage. We actually talked to this homeowner. They're not interested in talking with us. And then again, we find another one with a little bit of damage, but not quite as much as what I'd like to always see. I can continue to work my way around the neighborhood, talking to people, marking them as not interested or as interested, or people that do have damage. This is going to allow me to see all the people that actually have damage in the neighborhood. Notice also that as I click on each person, it actually loads the people that live in the house. Their phone number lets me know that they're on the do not call list, how big their house was, how long they've lived there, and also every date of loss or every date that this particular address has been hit with hail. When I load the client details, it actually loads all the information for me, allowing me just to hit save. Once I log in to look at the client, I can then update and manage all the client's information from there. I also have the ability, after managing the client's details, to actually update all the client's information, but also to create a damage incident. This particular house didn't have a lot of damage, but it did have some damage, and this will be great for future reference. After all, if they get hit with hail again and they had light damage, I would want to know about that. This would enable me to know if it's time to go back out for another inspection. You can see I can also create opportunities for each job. I got this lead from canvassing. It's a residential insurance and we're doing the roof, or at least trying to do the roof. Once we save the information for the opportunity to track this lead in future process, we can then go to the dashboard where we can also see a list of all of the jobs or all the opportunities that we have and what milestone they're at. This will allow us to keep pushing jobs forward and making sales instead of letting them set and not have anything happen with them.